Hello, beach friends. If you are new to my channel, hi there. I'm Charmin. I live in Southwest Florida and I love the beach. Each week I head to the beach to see what all might be out there to be discovered, and then I share all those neat things I find with you. I'm a huge fan of beach critters and birds, but seashells are kind of my specialty. Every shell tells a story of marine life with unique shapes, colors, and patterns that make each discovery feel like it's one of a kind. Now, it's so convenient. I live in a fantastic part of the country to find seashells. We also happen to have some pretty nasty storms during hurricane season, but that's a video for another time. Today we will be chasing low tide in hopes of making it over to a little slice of seashell heaven around some jetties that are only accessible at low tide. Now, as we admire this reddish egret, let's talk about low tide. I'm trying to get to a spot that is only accessible at low tide. So the plan is to check out the beach kind of in this area, wait for the tide to go out, and then we can safely make it around some rather large rocks. Well, that is the plan, and it wouldn't be the first time that my plans kind of fell apart, but for now, I'm going to admire this rather fetching apple murex with all its little angles and hope this is just one of very many delightful treasures that we'll find today. Oh, lots of good stuff rolling around here. All right, anything good? Sure, little Florida fighting conch, that's pretty good. The low light is making my camera kind of angry, so sorry about that. Ooh, all right, little worm snail, fabulous. Yep, back to low light. All right, well, that's one of the things you kind of have to deal with when you get to the beach first thing in the morning as the sun's gonna come up. All right, we have some glass here. So for me, I remove any garbage I find off the beach that'll fit in my shell bag. So just gonna take a peek at this little shell pile. But I do want to shell my way over to that little jetty. So we're just gonna mosey on over. Light is very low. Again, I don't even think the sun is quite up yet, but oh, it's gonna be a pretty day. And if you're ready to see what all is out there for us today, let's go to the beach. Okay, so we are here. I don't think I mentioned we are on Marco Island. I am on the very, very south end of the island. I will put the parking directions in the description box below. And we are waiting for low tide to go out so I can kind of get around some jetties. And in the meantime, let's kind of check out and see what is here. Oh, an alphabet cone. Now, they're not supposed to be like white on the bottom there, and it's a little broken. Nice cone though. May not collect that. Just kind of in checking out mode. All right, a pear whelk. So alphabet cone and pear whelk. So far so good. But yeah, I kind of really want to get, I want to get around this corner. So you can only do this at low tide. I've done this a couple times. I really wish I could remember who told me, but let's talk about like, what is this spot? So this is Marco Island, and I am here, down here on this little slice of beach. Now you'll see a jetty here and a jetty here. This spot on the very corner is what I'm going to try to walk around. So that is what I'm doing as I kind of creep around this jetty here, and then the sun will kind of just pop right out. Now, this is a little dicey. This is one of those things that I don't necessarily recommend everybody do it. If you feel adventurous, go for it. But it's like I said, it's a little dicey. I have my camera pointed forward, but my eyeballs are down because there are buried rocks and things like that. And yeah, one misstep and I'm going for a little swim. I don't feel like swimming right now. And that's why I'm not going to be able to go any further. So I cannot see down. It's too deep. I cannot see. I cannot crawl along those rocks there. So I'm kind of stuck. All right, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the tide to go out just a little bit more, and I'm gonna try again in a little bit. So now I'm gonna pay attention to all those other shells that were here. I really want to go around the corner, but you know what? Let's just wait. Let's wait for the tide to go out a little bit and check out these shell piles. I suspect there'll probably be one or two pretty things here. So that's the top of a lightning whelk. I do collect those, just the tops of the lightning whelks. Okay, I can see a couple of colors here. So we have another, so that's an entire lightning whelk with its top and everything. Oh, another alphabet cone, very desirable. That is not in really great shape. We're gonna leave that here. What other goodies? I don't usually like shelling piles. That is a juvenile fighting conch. I really like being by the water. It's not rational. My brain just seems to think that all the new stuff is going to be down in the water. Look at that lightning whelk. That's beautiful. And that's not to say that like at high tide that all these shells would have been just brand new washed up onto this pile. I know, it's just, I like being down by the water. Oh, that's pretty. So that's a calico scallop. I likely will soak in bleach to clean up. All right, that's a little apple murex. And I was going to look at that fighting conch, but let's not pass over this jingle or this egg cockle. It's kind of broken, so we'll leave that. Now let's look at the fighting conch. Oh, so that black mark is kind of a deal breaker for me. I think the shell's beautiful. I love the color, the shape, everything, but I don't really like that black mark. What else is here? Okay, a banded tulip. Okay, another jingle. No shortage of seashells. I'm just kind of particular. All right, that is a murex. That is a lace murex. Not to be confused with the apple murex. They're kind of like cousins. So that's a lace murex. Oh, yes. So I'm looking for color at this point. Textures and color. So that is a horse conch. That's actually a really nice shell. Very nice color, very nice condition. All right, that's another apple murex. So the apple murex is a little bit squat, where the lace murex is like a little bit longer. Now this true tulip, that is much harder to find than the banded tulip. So they're both in the tulip family, along with the horse conch, by the way, but that is a true tulip. Wow. Yeah, like this typically, I like to go kind of like check out the top layer, just like low hanging fruit. And then I normally just kind of keep walking. But as it turns out, this is my only option right now. So let's spend some time in this shell pile. All right, another lightning whelk. Oh, a little top shell. Awesome. That's a jujube top shell. And that's the next thing I'm going to pay attention to. All right, so that's another Florida fighting conch. That's a little Gulf oyster drill. Scanning. Oh, cool. I think there's another. Yep. So this is a twofer. So we have little common nutmegs. Wow, that big one is really good. Maybe today's going to change my mind about shelling these piles. So they're both nutmegs. That one is stunning. Really awesome seashell. All right, here's a cone. Cones are good. This is a Florida cone, a very, very well-behaved Florida cone. They usually have like little marks or cracks in them, but that is a nice-looking Florida cone. That is a nice-looking Florida fighting conch. It looks a little funny. They really range. There is a huge range of those fighting conchs, colors and sizes, and all different types of attributes. That is another apple murex along with my fighting conch. Okay, so obviously there really is good shells here. Okay. Sometimes it might be buried, one or two layers. Oh, look at that honey colored fighting conch. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, is it time? Yeah, I'm ready. All right, round two. Let's see. Okay, so here we go again. Gonna do the same thing. My camera is pointing forward. My eyeballs are pointing downwards. Again, still not wanting to go swimming. And it's really frustrating because right here, it's not that deep, but I get around the corner and I can't see how deep the water is. So it's at 0.19, and so the tide is not really gonna go too much lower. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to get over there. So this is the first time this has happened to me. I typically, kind of plan, I at least kind of make it over there, but I can't do it. Not safely with all my equipment and everything. If I had a dry bag or something to put everything in, oh well. All right. Well, you know what? There probably wasn't anything really good over there anyway. I bet all the good stuff is over here. Well, at least I'm just going to tell myself that. And I suspect we're still going to find some pretty awesome seashells. Okay, so that is a little Florida horse conch. That's not actually a conch. And this is a Atlantic giant cockle, but I'm going to use it as a shovel. I'm going to kind of move stuff around. So that is one of those banded tulips. Lovely. Also known as a rookie shell. If I have time, we'll talk about the rookie shell. So that is a chestnut turban. It's broke, but I really like looking at the nacre. So that nacre, or the mother of pearl, a couple of the shells have it. The chestnut turban, the pen shell, the jujube top snail, or the top snails. Yep, like this one, that'll have nacre. So apparently, yeah, moving some shells around didn't really do all that much good. All right, here's another little kind of congested area. Let's see, is there anything kind of packed in here? Yep, I do see a lightning whelk. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice lightning whelk. What else? It looks to be mostly common stuff. What's this? A little nutmeg. For a hot second, I thought it could have been a ribbed cantharus, but instead we're looking at a common nutmeg. Oh, a shark eye. Well, yeah, it's a shark. Oh, 2 drill holes. So yeah, a lot of these animals will drill into other shells. They don't really just go knock knock. That is a cardita, a broad-ribbed cardita, but you know what? I don't really find any other carditas. Do I really need to be that specific? Do I? Now, sometimes these shells, trying to ID them can be a little more fun than other ones. I really did think that this might have been a thick-lipped drill, but I think it's just another sharp-ribbed drill that I have been finding, not really on the regular, but at least a couple times over the last few months. Ooh, this looks promising. Tinies are great. I have gained an appreciation for tiny shells. There's a cantharus. So that is a ribbed cantharus. It kind of has that same shape as the nutmeg. Kinda. All right, here's a little smattering of shells. We've got a bubble, 2 top shells, a little fighting conch, a little drill, an apple murex. So definitely a nice variety of small shells. And then sometimes they'll just be big shells that are only babies. So we'll find little shells. Oh, that is not little. And we can't keep it anyway. So we have 2 slipper snails on there that are alive. And then this other, I can't remember what that is. That soft coral. I don't remember what that other little circular gummy looking creature is. So we're going to put everyone back in the water. If someone does know what that circular thing is, if you can remind me in the comment section, that would be awesome. I'm going to do an exchange. I'm going to leave those creatures and take this calico scallop. Oh, another lovely fighting conch. So this will be a juvenile. It's smaller, plus it doesn't have its stromboid notch. All right, back up on this pile. You know what? I really wanted to talk to a local and find out what the deal with going around the jetty is. And instead, I ended up meeting a bunch of beach friends. So hello people I met on South Marco Island Beach. That is a little colorful moon snail. Swell. I happen to like the ones that are really kind of like the rich tiger colors, but it is what it is. So that's another Gulf oyster drill that actually looks a lot like a little apple murex. I know. I think that's the bottom of a worm snail. I thought that might have been some other kind of shell, but so another couple of little tinies to make my brain happy. Now I do think that's a pitted murex that I totally missed. Probably because it's looking awful Wentel trappy right about here. So the coffee grounds kind of floating around. Oh, yes. There, oh, it's so pretty. So the Wentel trap. So that is, Wentel trap in Dutch means spiral staircase. Not surprising. So now that I'm here and it looking kind of Wentel trappy, yep, I'm going to spend a few minutes, see if I can find them. So here's another little bladed beauty. Now there are different types of Wentel traps. I'm just going to go with that one's really pretty. So unless I really kind of know what it is, I'm not that good at identifying these yet. That one looks a little different. I'm just going to say it looks different than that first one I picked up. Oh my, they're so pretty with their little blades on them. And I do believe one of the Wentel traps is called a bladed Wentel trap. Okay, this is another fun little one of the dwarf olives. So sometimes when you're looking for those little tiny Wentel traps, yeah, I usually at least pick up one of those. All right, low light again, and we're going to talk about that too. Oh, I got it. So fun. I don't know. Anybody else look for Wentel traps? I just think that I guess because it's kind of hard and it's kind of a challenge, is that what makes it so fun for me? I really, really like finding them. All right, learn the little top snail, and I think another, yeah, little piece of worm snail. So of course it's nice because along the way you could stumble upon some other little treasures. But yeah, this black coffee, oh, I missed it. Yeah, so I chased it for a minute. And no, I don't think that's it. See those two things? Yeah, on the bottom left, I don't think those were it. I was pretty determined. I hung around until I found it. Now, is this the same one I saw before? That I cannot confirm or deny, but I did manage to score another little Wentel trap. This one is broken. The aperture is a little broken. That's okay. It was equally as fun to find. So this is what Wentel trappy looks like. They're black like coffee grounds. And I don't know what it's made. Maybe it's wood. It's some sort of organic material. Hard to say exactly what it is, but that's what it looks like when I see these conditions. I start thinking, oh, let me spend a few minutes and see if I can find some Wentel traps. So kind of backing up. So that's the area I was in. But look, there's some black here too. So by all rights, in theory, there could be a Wentel trap just kind of sitting here somewhere. Little moon snail. Lots of barnacles, bubbles, variable worm snail. Here's a little broken fighting conch. And there's another little broken fighting conch. There's an auger. So there's opportunities. No Wentel traps though. What do we get? Oh, tiny little parwelk. Well, that was fun. What do we got here? Oh, that's another one of those. Yep, that's a pitted murex with some beach stuff on it. Little top snail. Yep. Took me a while to appreciate the tinies, but now the cleanup is probably my favorite. Well, and finding Wentel traps. That's really fun too. What's that? No, not a Wentel trap. Oh, there's a paper fig or a fig snail. All right, we got some little tinies. Let's see what else. What other kind of little treasures might be out here? Now, normally I'm honestly not shelling here. So let's talk about what's going on here. So there are these huge buildings on the very south end of Marco Island. And so you have a ton of shade, which is probably rather nice in the summer. However, winter's coming. I'm probably going to want to warm up in this spot. And so that's a little bit of a bummer. It's kind of lots of concrete. I mean, the shells are great. The beach is very pretty. Lots of buildings, though. You got to go all the way down there. So that's Tiger Tail. And that is where you can walk and really get away from all of the buildings and the condos and really feel like you're just out in nature. Here it is painfully obvious I'm standing underneath a building, but still having a good old time. I'm going to go back to this other area. Glad I did, because here's a little lettered olive. And I don't know, for whatever reason, the shape of lettered olives, it just is conducive to have a lot of shells kind of jammed in the opening. That is gorgeous. Oh, nice rhomboid notch. So this is a Florida fighting conch. I'm really digging these kind of vertical stripes on it. Oh yeah, nice notch, nice knobs. Just kind of pretty. And every single one will be different. They're like snowflakes. I just love them. Oh, another apple murex. Complete, yeah, it kind of looks like it's got like, yeah, I was looking for sea lace. I don't think I see it on that particular shell. And here we have, there's a little Gulf oyster drill on the bottom. That might have tripped me up if it wasn't for that line. And then there's another little apple murex. And believe me, when I first started trying to learn these shells and identify them, I got it wrong. I got it wrong all the time. And it's just practice. So I like practicing. Plus, I don't know if you knew this, I mentioned it not too long ago. A really great way to learn is to teach. So by me telling you all that that is a horse conch, it's something that's just going to kind of commit it to my memory as well. We're in Tinyville. Oh, what? Okay, a little top snail. Excellent. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, this is kind of challenging when the water. Yeah, it's a little easier to do it on screen because by the time your brain sees what you want to pick up and you tell your arm to move, the wave has already come. So it's so fun though. So fun. So this is where you'll find me, just kind of hanging out on the edge of the water, looking for seashells. Oh, here is a little banded tulip. All right, another, I can't tell what that is upside down. That's a fighting conch, some sort of cantharus maybe. I see opportunities everywhere. Oh, there was a little fighting conch. I really want to pick up that little white fighting conch. Tiny. Oh, that is a fly speck seraph. That is what I call the imposter shell because they always trip me up when I'm looking for the Wenzel traps. And that's a dark seraph. So those are the two types of seraphs. Say that 4 times fast. So yes, we have a dark seraph and a fly speck seraph. All right, I've been kind of staring at this area. Let's stare at a different area. And what is going to reveal itself? A colorful moon snail. That's what I'm talking about, with kind of a little bit darker colors. Oh, that's terrific. I really do love those gaudinauticas. And I could talk about seashells for days, but I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. So I was kind of hoping to make it around those jetties because I felt like the better shells will be there. Is it true? I guess I'm not going to find out, at least not right now. If anyone does know, if anyone lives in that area or has any kind of inside information, if you wouldn't mind dropping me a comment below, I would love to know if I'm ever going to be able to make it over there again. I'm sure some of these storms that have come through have just kind of shifted those rocks, moved things around. So it's unfamiliar to me and I need to stay safe if I'm going to be able to bring you videos in the future. So I'll just kind of check out the low-hanging fruit or the seashells sitting on top of this little shell pile. Oh, a lace murex. All right, it looks like we are going to end this video with a wabi-sabi lace murex. Now, I had gone on another beach walk and I did pick up this 6.5 ounces that I would like to add to my negligible 1.5 ounces that I picked up today. But in total, I've removed a little over 56 pounds of garbage from our beaches. Every ounce counts. And I did find a couple of seashells today. We had 2 lettered olives, a couple of those Florida fighting conchs, small ones and adults. On top there, we have Gulf oyster drills. We have on the left paper figs. Then there's some pear whelks there, some cantharus, horse conchs, lace murex, couple of bubbles, apple murex, top snails. There is a surf clam, some jingles, the cardita, a yellow prickly cockle, Florida prickly cockle, lightning whelks, some calico scallops, a little spiny jewel box, those sereths, a little worm snail, banded tulips, and then my favorites today, I did like that big nutmeg, the true tulip. There were a couple of really pretty scallops, the gaudinautica, the little pitted murexes that almost got past me, and then a couple of those Wentel traps. Now, I don't know how I missed those other pitted murex up on the beach, but let's take a look at them now. So these are pitted murex. They do look like little apple murex, to me they do, but they're just kind of a little bit spirally, like they're just a little bit different. And apparently they come in kind of like the blonde and then like the brunette colors that the apple murex comes in. So that was kind of a fun surprise. So I'm kind of checking out my shells, and I found those little murex shells. Patreons, thank you so very much for kind of keeping me sane. It's been nice to have something to kind of concentrate on as the hurricane's been coming through. So yeah, right now it is Tuesday, October 8th. I wanted to get this video recorded and uploaded before we lost power. I just don't know what's going to happen. So I do have another post-Helene hurricane video recorded from Fort Myers Beach that I can share at some point, but I just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to ask everybody to be flexible. I will try to keep you informed as to what's going on down here. So you be safe, and I'll see you again real soon.